Hi guys, welcome to a video, and in today's video I just wanted to do a review of Audre Lorde's Zami, a new spelling of my name. If you don't know who Audre Lorde is, she is a prolific black lesbian poet and she's amazing. This book is essentially Audre Lorde's autobiography, but she describes it as a biomythography. The book is a combination of biography, myth and history. It is about her life growing up as a young black girl in Harlem in the 1930s and 1940s through to her adulthood, where she is experiencing the world as a black lesbian in the 1950s. First of all, this book should be core reading for all lesbian and queer women. It should be part of our staple literary diet. Audre Lorde is a fantastic writer and she's got such a unique voice. I like that this book was so candid about race, sexuality, gender and class. Lorde is also very candid about her sexual experience with other women in the book, and it's a fascinating piece of work historically because we get to see what life was like for lesbians, specifically black lesbians, back in the 1950s. Most of the second half of the book is dedicated to her love affairs with women, which are obviously hugely significant to her and her identity. Another really interesting part of this book was her relationship with her mother, because in the book she talks about, as a very young child, race and racism was never really spoken about to her, and she had quite a strained relationship with her mother, and it sort of came across to me that maybe her parents were trying to protect her from the overt racism that was going on in the 30s and 40s in America by just not talking about it and not acknowledging it, and I found that incredibly interesting. It's also interesting that she talks about racism in the lesbian community and the kind of lack of acknowledgement of it, even with women she was dating. And she talks about, because lesbians are an oppressed group, we kind of assume that all lesbians of all types are all in the same boat, when of course this isn't really true. It's important to acknowledge that lesbians are a very diverse group, and certain groups deal with things that other lesbians don't. So all across the board, the book is very educational. It shines a light on a voice that has been left in the dark for so long as well. The book is just beautiful. She's an incredible writer, and to my shame, this is the first book that I've ever read of hers. I will definitely be reading her poetry and giving you guys my review on that. One thing I really wanted to share with you guys was the quote on the back of the book. It just hits the nail on the head, and Audre Lorde says, "If I didn't define myself for myself, I would be crunched into other people's fantasies for me and eaten alive." And I think that's such a striking quote, and she's essentially saying, if I don't use my own voice and I don't tell my own story, other people will write my narrative for me. And that quote is why it's so important that lesbians, women, black, indigenous, people of colour have their own voice and make their own literature and not have other people tell it for them. I don't have any dislikes, I don't have any criticisms. It is quite candid to the point where it can sometimes be uncomfortable to read about certain things. For me, it was more her relationship with her parents, and her striking honesty caught me off guard a little bit. If you've read the book, let me know what you think of it in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for instant disappointment, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.